Ladies and gentlemen, West Ham have signed a striker. Finally, we have signed a proper number 9, a goal scorer, German international, Champions League finalist, 28 goals and assists last season in the Bundesliga. We have upgraded the striker position. No more will we have to worry about starting the likes of Danny Ings or Michail Antonio. Antonio's been a great player for this club, and I think he can still offer something from the bench. But I don't see him as a starter, but I'm just glad we have gone and got a striker in Fullkrug. Officially signed. West Ham just doing bits in this transfer window. Summerville over the weekend. Fullkrug and Rodriguez should be getting re-announced probably tomorrow, Tuesday. You might be watching this Tuesday, later on today. Both had their medicals done, Rodriguez and Fullkrug apparently. And that's 3 signings in the space of a few days. We got Kilman and Gilherm done early on in the window, and now it's just early August. We've made 5 first team signings. Absolutely unbelievable, so buzzing for that. Like I said, Wan-Bissaka was reported to be close, but it's looking like that could be off. I'm going to get into that and why I'm actually not bothered about missing out on Wan-Bissaka. But yeah, just on Fullkrug, there's still, a lot we need to see about how Lopetegui's gonna play, when it comes to actually the Premier League. But from what I've seen in pre-season, I think he'll suit the system. People are so fixated on his age. He's 31. He signed a 3-year deal, which takes him up to 34. Antonio's like 34 now. Yeah, it'd be great if we got a younger striker, and Duran could still be on the cards. He's not a player that has had to rely on pace in his career. He's not a pace merchant, and he's losing that now he's got older. His strengths are in his finishing, his link-up play, and with the likes of Kudus and Paqueta around him, and then maybe Summerville if he's playing as well, he's got quality players, Bowen as well. He can link up and feed off, and assist, and can feed him. It's I don't get the negativity around it from certain sections just because of an age, just a number, without seeing him perform. We're too fixated on that. Yeah, if he was flipping 39, I'd get it. But at 31, proper goal scorer, let's give it a chance. He's got the credentials behind him. I'm buzzing. And like I said, we could still go and get John Duran for that younger option, thanks to getting in Rodriguez on a free transfer, frees up funds now that we can spend elsewhere. We needed that defensive midfielder, and I feel not only does he provide a backup option for Alvarez, I think he can actually compete with Alvarez for that spot. And we know Alvarez is going to miss game time. He's going to get yellow cards and suspensions and things like that. When he comes back from international duty, flying all over the Americas with Mexico, he usually needs a few extra days rest from the travelling. So, yeah, I think that he's going to get a lot of game time, and it's going to be some real important competition that we need. We've sewn up the left wing situation, striker situation. Like I said, I ideally would get Duran and get Ings out. I'll talk about getting rid of players. Defensive midfield is looking good. The right back option, that is what we need to address. We've got one right back. And Wan-Bissaka was supposed to be that guy. He was supposed to be close. But reports are suggesting that it's in jeopardy. Because while West Ham are willing to meet the £18 million valuation, the stumbling block is Wan-Bissaka wanting a payoff from Man Utd. He wants a portion of that 18 million to leave. And his high wages are another stumbling block. Now, while I think if we did get Wan-Bissaka, it'd be a good signing, I'm not fussed if we miss out on him. I don't feel like he really wants to come to West Ham. It's almost like pulling teeth just to get him to join. And he's not that special of a player that we should be, on our knees for Wan-Bissaka to get him to join our club. He preferred Inter Milan earlier on in the window. That was the reports, that he preferred them over us. That doesn't seem to have materialised, doesn't seem to have happened. They probably, not willing to pay the price. No other club is really in for him, just us. And he's not, doing backflips to try and push a move to come to West Ham. It's anything but. And I get it. He's got a contract. He's got a year left on his deal. He wants a bit of a payoff to leave. He wants his money. He wants his due. Contracts work both ways. In football, we only see it as if you're a player, you can only leave if the club lets you to leave. You've got one of your contracts. But it works both ways. The club sign that contract. And if a player don't want to leave, they shouldn't have to leave. But I would hope that his desire to play football wins out. He's stronger. He's that much of a professional. I'm not saying he should allow himself to get mugged off, but you're that much a professional. You want to play football. You want to be playing. You want to be starting week in, week out. You want to get back in that England team. Like it's been said before, very good defensively. Leaves a lot to be desired when it comes to the attacking end of the pitch. Just give him a take it or leave it ultimatum. Look, there's the fee. It either gets agreed this week from the player and the club, or we move on. We should already start looking at other players. We should already have our other alternative options and start talking to those clubs. And I hope we are. And I hope we're looking at a right back that's a much more well-rounded player on both ends of the pitch. I think it is important to have a solidly defensive right back, especially with what we've seen in pre-season so far. Our defence doesn't look like it's improved that much. It is just pre-season, so we don't panic. But that defence did concede more goals than any other West Ham team in the history of the Premier League. It's clear to see that we do need improvements in defence, and a good quality defensive right back can help that. But ideally, I would like someone that can do a little bit more up the other end of the pitch, because I think Summerville got like 7 assists last season. You lose those, his crossing ability. Yeah, I want someone with to be at least as good as Summerville offensively, whilst being better than him defensively. So for 18 million and over 100 grand in wages, I don't think it's worth the hassle. Personally, I would move on. And could you imagine Summerville? Wan-Bissaka comes in on, nearly triple his wages as well. Like Summerville's on like 35 grand a week. So I can't imagine he'd be too happy about that. So yeah, either it gets done ASAP, all gets agreed, or move on. Like I said, he's not that fussed to come and play for West Ham, so I ain't fussed to have him here. Honestly, like I said, he ain't that special of a player that I can see him taking us to the next level just by having him. And it's just a massive upgrade. So that's just me. So far, the window's going great. We've still got plenty of time. 5 signings in early August, when this time last year we hadn't even made 1. I'm going to keep dwelling on that fact because I think that's amazing. It just shows having, that director of football, the infrastructure there is massive. It's massively important. Summerville, great signing. Yeah, I'm happy with all of them so far. Time will tell, won't it? Like who's going to be a success, and I'll do a video where I go over, my predictions and all of that sort of thing. But we can't stop there. Go get Duran and get a centre-back. Apparently Lopetegui wants 2 more centre-backs. We need at least one. At least one. Quality right-sided centre-back. So go and get that done. We're going to need to raise a bit more funds to get those positions that we want. We need to go and sell the likes of Cornet as much as... I don't think he's a terrible player. It just hasn't worked out. His timing, not been good. He had that bad injury. Doesn't know the offside rule. I can't see a future for him at this club. So, get him sold. Danny Ings, it's like 3 goals, 1 Prem goal or something in 18 months. One of the worst signings I've ever seen at West Ham. Genuinely. For the fee, the wages... and yeah, the lack of actual contributions. Awful. Souček as well, and Zuma. Souček, like I said, look, if Souček stays, I'm not mad. See what option. I just can't see him fitting into this team. I think he's been a good player for this club. I can't see him fitting. He can't pass. Last minute handful off the bench. Plan B. But ideally, you know, if we can get a decent fee for him, apparently Fenerbahce are interested. If we can get a decent fee for him, then sell. And yeah, Zuma, if we can have someone who'll overlook his knees, maybe Saudi, MLS, somewhere like that. I think Aguerd has something to offer. I think Aguerd, we could see the best of Aguerd again under Lopetegui. I think this system is going to suit him a bit more, so I would keep him. But yeah, between Zuma, Souček, Cornet and Ings, I don't see why we couldn't raise over 20 million there, which would be huge. So get them gone. Let's keep bolstering. Like I said, the fact that we've got over 3 weeks left is very positive, you know, in this transfer. Still a lot to be done. Still options of some shrewd free transfers out there, some cheeky loans, you know, as well as some quality signings, you know, for centre back. We shouldn't go cheap on the centre back, absolutely not. But yeah, if we can get Duran in as well, that would be nice. And the fact that we're not desperate as well for the striker situation. You know, if we don't get him, we've got Fullkrug. That could work in our favour in the negotiations. So, all looking positive, exciting stuff. Can't wait for the season to start.